Hi everyone, welcome. Let's get started. So first off, we're going to go ahead and apply a base. This is the Makeup Forever Concealer Full Cover. This is going to help the shadow last longer throughout the day, help with creasing, and help with color payoff. So just go ahead and take your beauty blender and bounce up and down to blend out that product. Now you want to go ahead and set your base. I prefer using a foundation powder, but you can also use a translucent powder or an eyeshadow that's close to your skin color. This makes blending easier versus shadow looking patchy. Start off with a transition shade. What a transition shade is a shade that is applied a little bit above the crease area. Something light, as its purpose is to help with a gradient effect. To buff this out, you want to go back and forth in a windshield wiper movement, also making circles. The shade that I'm using is Mustard from Limecrime Venus 2 palette. All shadows that will be used are going to be from this palette. Next, you want to add warm to the crease. The shade that I'm using here is Jam, which is going to be an orange shade. Same application technique, going back and forth. Now go ahead and deepen the outer lower V of the lid. The shade I'm using is Mud, which is a warm brown. Packing that shade in a tapping motion and then blending in circular motion to diffuse lines. Now we're going to pat on the lid shade. Avoid the outer corner. I'm using Pigeon, which is a brown-green shift shade. I prefer using my finger for intensity. Go ahead and pat down glitter to the lid. The shade here is Caramel Latte, and it's going to be from Glitterinjections. Apply using small flat brush. These are pressed glitters, so adhesive isn't necessary. Prepping my skin with the Becca Ever Matte Poreless Primer for pores and oil control, and Makeup Forever Smoothing Primer to help with textured. Rub the primer with fingertips into the skin and pressing at the same time. Okay, so let's get into foundation. I'm going to be using Matte Velvet from Makeup Forever. This product is full coverage and gives off a more matte finish. Great if you have oily skin. I work in sections, so I stripe one side of my face, then blend it out with my beauty blender. Make sure beauty blender is wet and drained of excess water. Just bounce up and down and the product will be blended into the skin. A little tip, make sure that you blend your foundation down to the neck, just so you don't have that line of demarcation. Now let's conceal. Using Tarte Shape Tape, I place under my eyes, cupid's bow, center of the chin, center of the forehead. You will notice that the shade I use is lighter than the rest of my face. This is tended to highlight. With doing this, it's going to make features pop a bit more. Go ahead and blend it through. We are now going to set these areas with loose powder, also applying this product to areas that get oily. You can go in with a brush for this step or with a beauty blender to do a baking technique. Doing this will set the concealer to prevent creasing or product moving throughout the day. While that powder is baking, let's smoke out the lower lash line. I apply black liner to the waterline, then set with black shadow, any will do. Then went into the mustard and jam shade that we previously used. Using a tapered brush, swipe back and forth till you get the intensity you desire and it's all blended out. Now it's time to get rid of all this powder. I take my Makeup Forever Pro Finish powder, which is a foundation powder, and then I use my Morphe M439 Deluxe Buffer Brush. I coat the product into the brush, then start pressing it into my skin. This will give me more coverage and more insurance so oils don't peek through as quickly. If you are extremely dry, you might want to trial this before to avoid drying up your skin. And here I'm just taking a large powder brush and just dusting off the excess. Okay, to bronze my skin, I'm going to go ahead and use the Too Faced Dark Chocolate Soleil in the cheek area, forehead, hairline, jawline, and chin. Doing this will bring warmth back to the face and give you a sun-kissed glow effect. Now contour. I'm using the Benefit Hula Bronzer. Go ahead and apply to the hollows of the cheeks, along to the hairline. You can also do this around the jawline to create more structure, also to the nose to give desired shape. Apply blush to apples of cheeks, then bring back to the contour. I'm using Becca Mineral Blush in Songbird. It's a peachy pink, and it gives more of a radiant finish. Now apply mascara to the upper and lower lashes. Here I'm using Benefit They Are Real. This is a great mascara if you're looking for more length and a lighter consistency. Finally, we're onto the lips. Here I'm using Limecrime's Matte Velveteens in Saddle. which is a rusty brown. Liquid lipsticks do tend to last all day, so if you're looking for something long wearing, I do recommend these. It's okay if it gets a little messy, just go in with some concealer and a flat brush and clean up edges.